For generations, philosophers have told us that it's better to have an outward perspective than an inward perspective. It's better to spend time giving your life meaning than looking for the meaning of life. It's better to spend our time looking to benefit and bring value to others than spend time trying to figure ourselves out. I love the old story of the Greek philosopher Socrates, where one of his students supposedly came to him and told him that he had asked the oracle of Greece who the wisest man in Greece was, and the oracle said it was Socrates. Socrates chuckled to himself, thinking himself more of a fool than a wise person, and decided to conduct his own little survey. So he went and visited the people in Athens that he thought truly were the wisest. But he quickly found that they were pretentious and somewhat arrogant. So he chuckled to himself again, realizing the oracle was right. For he was a fool that knew he was a fool. They were fools who thought themselves to be wise. Again, it's better to have an outward perspective than an inward perspective. What can we bring to the world rather than trying to form ourselves into something? If we had a self-conscious meter, I think it really only had to have two settings, and that's insecure and pride. And we quickly waffle from one to the other, one extreme to the other extreme in the blink of an eye. We all have insecurities. We all have things that we're not happy about. A lot of our lives was formed by our environment and heredity. Our environment is, where we lived, how we grew up. If you were raised in a loving home, you were tremendously blessed. I had great loving parents, and so I had that benefit growing up. I had friends who I came out of very abusive households, and I saw them become great, well-balanced individuals. They didn't let that environment define them. And we've got to be careful not to let our self-worth be formed by what others tell us of ourselves. I love the comment of Einstein. Albert Einstein said that if you judge a fish by his ability to climb a tree, he's always going to live his life thinking he's stupid. We don't want to accept other people's judgments of who we are. And when it comes to heredity, that's our DNA, who we are in terms of our physical and mental makeup. We may think we're too short, too tall, too fat, too thin, too homely, too this, too that. Again, that look inward's never really a good one. But when we look outward, rather than trying to give or look for the meaning of life, we spend our time trying to give our life meaning. Everything changes. Again, going from the insecurity to pride, we're looking for validation. We do something, it boosts us up with pride, and then we quickly go to pretentious and arrogant. And we love being around those people, don't we? Again, I think we're better off to be in the insecure and humble. The biggest bonehead mistakes I think I've made in life were when I was pretty full of myself after some big thing that I was proud of, and then did that dumb thing that snapped me right back into the insecure. So there's a better way to go through life. And we need to eliminate the meter and go to one setting instead of two settings. And the setting that we need is this: serving others. Okay, no more insecure, no more pride, because we're not focused on ourselves. We're focused on the value that we can bring to other people. And science has backed this up. There's been a lot of studies on the science of kindness and the science of giving. You can find some of these on YouTube through an organization called Life Vest Inside. And when we engage in helping others and showing kindness, this is when our bodies release serotonin, oxytocin. It's almost like we were created for the benefit of others. I have a core belief that that's the main reason we're on this planet. We're born to help others. A dentist isn't going to do very good at helping himself in terms of fixing his teeth. His skill is really to provide dental care for other people, and most of us are that way. Our values and our skill are in what we can bring to other people. The Gallup organization has done a lot of surveys and actually spent a lot of time studying this. There's a book that they helped write called How Full Is Your Bucket? And the author uses life as uses the bucket full of water as a metaphor. And they determine that the fuller your bucket is, the healthier and happier you are. And the lower it is, the more anxious and the less happy and healthy you are, for a better way to put it. Whenever we put a dipper of water in someone's bucket, we put a dipper in ours. In other words, whenever we boost someone up in some way, whenever we encourage them, whenever we help them in some way, it encourages and helps us. It releases that oxytocin and serotonin in us. Even if we see acts of kindness that does it, we receive what is often called the helper's high. The best way to fill our own bucket, and actually the only way, is by doing kind things for others. In fact, it's very difficult to do something kind for somebody else and not feel that warm feeling yourself. Again, it's hard to be depressed when we're helping others. So to get rid of that self-conscious meter of insecure and pride, really just need to change our focus from inward to outward. Rather than looking for the meaning of life, how do we give our life meaning? How do we take what we have in terms of our skills and use them to benefit others? Much happier existence. Again, the pride and the insecurity is gone as we look to ways to help our fellow man.